Hello, welcome to Cakewalk CG, Rigging in 3D Studio Max with Bones Chapter 6. In this chapter we're going to create the controllers of this rig. We'll start with the foot, select a rectangle and create a rectangle shape, position it, resize it as it will cover the foot. That's it, and I want to move its pivot position or pivot point to the heel part. Fine, that will do. Make a duplicate copy of that and effect pivot only, reposition it, select this one, just shift and drag, where this one, and that's it. Fine. Now what we'll do, we'll make this bone as a child of this controller. For doing so, select and link, click on the child and drag onto the parent. Click on the child, click and drag onto the parent. So now we'll see the bones has been controlling through the rectangle we have created. So that's the foot control. Adding of the toe ball controls and toe tip will be learn how to do this in the later chapters. And now we'll move on to the hip joint or hip bone. For creating the hip bone controller, we are going to create circle and align this circle with positionally aligned, not rotationally. I don't need it. With the hip bone, scale down a bit, and then for controlling this hip bone, we have to think the hip bone is not going to move, it's only going to rotate in different way. So I don't need to make this hip bone child directly the child of this controller, but instead of that, what we will do, we will create a constraining connection between the bone and the controller. For creating that, select the hip bone, go to animation, constraint, orient constraint, which is going to only control rotationally by this controller, orient constraint toward the parent. So what we have to do, we have to, whenever we are creating any kind of constraint, first select the child one or which will be controlled. So select the bones, constraint, orient constraint, and see the rubber band, and just select the parent one, and you will see immediately it's been aligned rotationally with the controller. Why this mess happened? Because my uh, pivot point of the bone was not aligned exactly with the controller. But I don't need to think bother with that, because just select the joint or bone, move on to the motion panel. In the rotation, you will see the orientation constraint has been connected, and in the orientation constraint you will see keep initial offset. Switch on that and you will see it's completely cleared the whole mess. So right now if I select the controller and rotate this, you will see the rotation has been perfect. Okay, right now what we will do, move on to the lower part of the body. We have the leg control, but we still don't have the control for the knee. For creating the control of the knee, what we'll create, you can create a circle, or even you can select the helper object or dummy. Select the dummy and just align with the knee bone and say okay. And I also going to duplicate this, and we're going to align with the other one, and I will drag those two at a time. Why this is going to happen? Because it's not possible to realign. Sometimes it's a bit odd to realign the positions. So select this, and this is going to be your knee control. Select the IK handles, move on to the motion panel, and you will see that there is an option called swivel angle. If you increase the value of the swivel angle, you can see the knee has been rotating. I want that swivel angle to be controlled by this dummy. So pick target and select the dummy, and you will see that is going to control the knee. So for the other part, again pick the target and select the dummy. So that's it. Your lower part has been completed, and in the next chapter we'll move on to the upper side of the body, and we'll see how to create the controllers. It will be pretty much same, but still you'll learn what will be the way to position the controllers and how to connect with them. Thank you very much.